A very good afternoon, Team Zimbabwe, and welcome to Africa and Beyond Television Network. Let us take a look on Zimbabwe Electoral Commission, which is calling for political parties to be registered. And they want the law to be enacted. They want the electoral law to be amended so that it allows for political parties to be registered. The reports are saying that the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission is pushing for political parties to be legally registered, potentially through an amendment to the Electoral Act. Currently, political parties can simply notify the electoral body of their existence without facing stringent processes. Chief Elections Officer Utloile Silaigwana highlighted the need for party registration as a key recommendation from the recent post-2023 Harmonized Elections Review Conference, which happened in Nyanga. Remember, during this conference, Zimbabwe Electoral Commission denied all the allegations leveled against it, which means there is no room for improvement from their own side. So the conference aimed to assess the 2023 elections in preparation for the 2028 electoral cycle, focusing on what worked well, what didn't. Recommendations from the conference include enhancing the legal and administrative frameworks governing elections, with the proposed registration of and regulation of political parties as part of the electoral law. Silaigwana emphasized moving past grievances from the 2023 elections, looking ahead to the 2024-2028 electoral cycle. He advised those with complaints to seek redress through appropriate channels like Parliament and the courts, while asserting the Commission's right to address unfounded accusations. However, the opposition led by Advocate Chamisa has called for an inclusive dialogue process, which will give birth to wide agreed electoral reforms, which will lead to fresh, free, fair, credible, and undisputed elections. Former ZANU-PF member Jelas Mawarire has also for long called for a similar and inclusive dialogue, which with much emphasis on the military being involved, as it has become a major player and decider of the electoral processes and outcomes. The 2023 elections were marred with massive irregularities and failed to pass the constitutional and credibility benchmarks, and has sparked the current political and economic turmoil witnessed in the nation Zimbabwe. So at this point in time, Zimbabwe Electoral Commission want the people of Zimbabwe to forget about the rigging, the irregularities, the unconstitutionality of the 2023 elections, and they don't want those issues or those matters to be addressed. They've referred to these issues as unfounded accusations. They don't even talk about the recommendations which were made by SADC, which they invited to come and observe the elections. They don't even look at the grievances raised by the people. How do you tell people to address things through Parliament when the main opposition has been decimated in Parliament by using the same Parliament? So where do we rush to when we go to the electoral body? You are blasted there. You go to Parliament, you are blasted there. Everywhere you go to the police, you are barred to conduct rallies. Your members are arrested. They are brought to court. They are denied bail. And months or nearly a year later, they are acquitted of any charges. And there are no consequences. The Zimbabwe Electoral Commission was supposed to be saying, okay, this and this and this and this were arrested during the election cycle. And they were accused of gathering illegally. So, since they were arrested, how do we address this situation now that they've been acquitted by the courts? ZEC was supposed to be taking action so that the police, they know their boundaries and their limitations. How do you entertain other people being arrested during the elective period or cycle? Then later on, after they've been affected in terms of campaigns, in terms of everything else, then you come and say, how do we look forward without addressing the past and what really happened in that past? It's very important for us to look at these issues and address them as they are, because conflicts will continue to be there. People will continue to point fingers at the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission and the entire leadership of the government of Zimbabwe, be it the security forces, be it whoever, the courts and so ever. is because of how they are treating citizens, how they are treating Zimbabweans as a second-class citizens. Yet we are all Zimbabweans and we are all equal according to the law. ZEC has forgotten that their mandate is simply to deliver the elections according to the constitution, not to take a side. When you are a referee and you have taken a side, then the match is no longer free. The match is no longer equal. It's now a matter of many people behind against just a few. This is what is happening in Zimbabwe. But at the end of everything, there are consequences. And they must do these things knowing fully well that there are consequences. You might think that you are untouchable today, but mangwana unomuka wakubatika. Waimbofunga kuti nini handibatike handitangike. Mangwana chaiko chaiko. Unomuka wakutangika, unomuka wakubatika. And people ask you questions. Never think kuti zvakamboitika kumashure vamwe vakapona, imi munogona kuzoponawo. Change will come to the nation of Zimbabwe. And vamwe venyu tichavabvunza kuti paya pamaiti imimi tisatarisa zva2023 tichitarisa zvemberi mairevei, muchapindura muchiti kudii mibvunzo iyoyo. Paya pamairega vanhu vachisungwa vachivharirwa nekuda kwekuti vari kuexpressa kodzero dzavo dzekuti vange vachikambena vachiungana vachitsvaga mavhotsi. Tichakubvunzai kuti maiti zvichazopera sei. How are you going to respond to those issues? So this is what is happening at this point in time. Continue to watch and see. But Zimbabwe Electoral Commission has expressed that they are not going to pursue the issues of 2023. They are now looking ahead kumberi kuti vange vachitogadzira ma-elections at 2028. The only thing they've put on the table is that political parties must be registered and also must be regulated through ZEC, which is a way of trying to coerce political parties more, trying to force political parties more to submit and do their bidding. It's no longer about freedom. It's no longer about democracy. It's no longer about the will of the people. It's about the will of individuals seated at the Shake Shake building and seated at ZEC. But let me say this. Thank you very much, everybody, for coming. Wajanai, thank you very much for the contribution. Nora, thank you very much as well. So it is what it is. We'll continue to watch and see. So Team Zimbabwe, if you want to open an FNB account, make sure that you get in touch with Mukoma Michael. The details are right there on the screen. If you are in South Africa or if you are in Zimbabwe but you want an FNB account, all you need is your passport. The details are scrolling right below the screen. Make sure that you get in touch with him so that everything is sorted out. So it is what it is, Team Zimbabwe. I love you all and thank you very much for the support you have been offering us at this platform. Let us meet in another episode